So hey guys, this is FiboSai here, back with an overused battle against Bjartskular, a very skilled battler with a lot more experience than I usually have. And if you take a look at the teams, you also see that he has a pretty solid constructed team, and I have a bunch of random guys. This battle turned out to be a lot stallier than I had expected it. I know that I use defensive Pokemon, but they are not meant to really stall. But in conjunction with his team, this turned out to be a very annoying at the end. So let's get to battle. We both lead with a Heatran, with something that I experience a lot lately in the German community. To Heatran lead. I switch out to my Kingdra. At the same time, he switches out to his Gengar. And this is a new Kingdra that I made. This is a very defensive, max HP, and a lot of special defense investment and some investment in defense. That's why I take the Shadow Ball so well. And I also have Calm Nature to boost his special defense. I made this Kingdra to counter two Pokemon I usually have problem with, namely Heatran and Life Orb Starmie. And this particular Kingdra can handle both of these pretty well. So I take two Shadow Balls, even with a special defense drop for my Gengar, which just shows that this Kingdra is very bulky on the special defensive side, but this special defense drop cost me quite a bit later in the game. The two Surfs are not enough to take him out. It lives with single digit HP, or at least close to it, so I have to switch out. I didn't see leftovers or life hope, so I was assumed that it's choiced, but it turns out not to be, and then that what means it was a good decision to switch out to my Fortress instead of going out to Heatran, which would have been the better choice to take the Shadow Ball. But I was still not sure if he is just baiting the choice item or if he really is, so Fortress was a safe switch because I could take a Shadow Ball and the following Focus Blast. Unfortunately, Fortress is at such a low health that he's gonna get killed by pretty much everything, because there's nothing on his team that I can outspeed with a minus speed Fortress. So I got to my Kingdra predicting Earth Power. I knew he wouldn't go for a Fire Blast. That why would he? It would take me out anyway, and if I switched into my Heatran, he would just waste one turn. So I switch out to my Kingdra again, and I go for the Protect, and I guess he did not see that coming, and that's the only way this Kingdra can really get some reliable recovery, because it has no instant recovery move, except aside from Rest, which I don't like using on this thing. I tried to go for a second Protect, but it didn't work. So yeah, it was a 50-50 chance, and I lost it. If I had gotten it, I would have been able to live another Earth Power and get some damage in with Surf, but I'm sure it would not have won a KO a Heatran, because Heatran is pretty bulky, and I don't have any special attack investment in this Kingdra. So I go out to Zapdos, try to scare him out with a Thunderbolt, but I go for Thunderbolt, he switches out to Chomp, and I just wanted to stay in because I wanted to get Toxic on this Garchomp, because Garchomp outspeeds my whole team and is a really big threat to it. Because I don't even have an Ice move, and since my Fortress is at such a low health, there's nothing that can take hits from Garchomp, so he must have overpredicted me to go to Heatran to take the Outrage, so he goes for Earthquake, which turned out to be a pretty it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was a good prediction, but it turned out very badly for him, because this poison damage will be very helpful against the Scarchomp later on. So he goes out to Porygon 2, which I have never really seen in an OU battle. Usually you see another wall such as Blissey or Skarmory, but Porygon 2 is a very good utility wall, and I know that he would need it against Pokemon such as Dragon Dance Gyarados or Salamence, which could ruin his team, because I don't think he has anything that can really handle Dragon Dance Gyarados or Dragon Dance Salamence that well. Not that he could. This Porygon 2 comes in, he takes my Earth Power very well, and I go to Fortress as Death Order, seeing what he wants to do. Maybe he wants to T-Wave it. I wouldn't really mind Fortress being paralyzed, because it's useless anyways. After Stealth Rock, I live with 12 HP and anything would take me out. Probably not a tackle, but who runs tackle on a competitive battle? I go out to Zapdos, threatening out with an Toxic. I thought he might switch to Heatran, predicting this, but he goes out to Guard Jump, which I totally forgot about at this point. That I don't have anything to hit Guard Jump with my Zapdos because I don't have HBIs, I only have Toxic, Thunderbolt, and Heat Wave, and he resists all of them, or is at least immune to them, and he's already Toxic, so I can't do anything about it. He goes for the Outrage, and as much as I have experience, I can take an Outrage and from a Scarf Jump with about half HP. So I thought I'd stay hidden, go for a Roost and stall him out with the Toxic, but he gets a crit, which I know that it didn't matter that much, because you'll see shortly that this Outrage will do much more to my Heatran than a usual Scarf Jump would do, which gives me thinking that this Guard Jump must be Choice Banded instead of Choice Scarf. So it was really, really important that I managed to Toxic it, because I've nothing to take a Banded Outrage on my team. This Heatran takes more than half from it. And everything else would just get one hit KO'd, except maybe Zapdos would have lived with a few HP, and I also have a Shaman which could take it, but none of them could take it too well, and he would have thorn great holes into my team if I didn't get the poison on him. He unfortunately gets through the confusion and is able to kill off my Heatran with an Outrage, but at least the poison will take out Guard Jump for me, so I have a huge threat out of my way, which could have swept my whole team with Outrage if he didn't make that over prediction with the Earthquaking my Zapdos. So the score is now 2-4 from my perspective, and I only have one chance of winning this. I know he would probably go out to his lead, which is Heatran, and this is my only chance. My last one is Shaman, which can't do anything against Heatran. So I have to go to Dusknoir and try to pull off something like a miracle sweep here. And he goes for a Fire Blast, and I just hope that I can live 2 Fire Blast if I go for a Calm Mind here. Yes, this is a Calm Mind Dusknoir. It has Calm Mind, Pain Split, Shadow Ball, and Focus Blast for perfect coverage. So I just have to hope that I can live this next Fire Blast. Don't get burned by any of them. It's at least 30%. That could happen any times. I live it with 37 HP, and I'm able to get off a Pain Split, which will give me back a lot of my HP and take down a lot of this Heatran's HP. Dusknoir has pressure, so he has only 2 more Fire Blasts he can use against me, and I'm pretty sure that I can lift these 2 Fire Blasts if I go for a Pain Split again, but he misses one, which is even better for me, because that will mean that after the next Fire Blast, he'll only have Earth Power to hit me. And that means that I can probably stall out Heatran and then kill him off with a Focus Blast if I feel like it. So I know that this Fire Blast will be the last one, and so I go for a Calm Mind, knowing that that he doesn't have any PP left for Fire Blast, and that he will go for Earth Power the next time he attacks me, and so that I can take the Earth Power way better than without the second Calm Mind. Now this Dusknoir is pretty much invincible. It's very hard to 1-hit KO after a few Calm Minds. Almost impossible to 1-hit KO with a special attack, and because it's max physical defense, it's also very hard to take down with physical hits. Also, I doubt that it could have lifted an Outrage from a Choice Banded Guard Jump. That's because it was so important that I got rid of this Guard Jump early. So he goes for another Earth Power. It doesn't do anything because of the 2 Calm Minds, and I go for a Focus Blast, which will take out Heatran from half health. It won't one-hit KO it from full health because this Dusknoir doesn't have any investment in special attack, and Dusknoir's special attack is only, I think, 65 or something like this. It's nothing to really shout about. Now Aki goes to his Nagling. I don't know how he gets his name. It's his Starmie, and I just wanted to test how well I just could take the Hydro Pump, which I knew was coming, and I take it much better than I'd expected it to. That's because his Starmie is obviously not Life Orb. I guess it's Scarfed, which would make sense because his Scar Jump was banded, and his Gengar was, I still don't know what item it have, maybe Expert Belt? But then it would make sense that he has at least one Scarf Pokemon, and Starmie is still a very good Scarfer, if you ask me. It doesn't have the best special attack, only base 100, but it gets Thunderbolt and Ice Beam, which can revenge kill +1 Gyarados and +1 Salamence if they manage to get up Dragon Dance. And one carried him any time because of the 4 times weakness. But in this time his Starmie couldn't take down my Dusknoir, and out comes Porygon 2. So and this part is getting really stally. He's going to paralyze him because that's the only thing he can do. And I just have to get up some Calm Minds, get up my health back with Pain Split, and he even got a crit on this Ice Beam and he still doesn't kill me, and he will get a second one shortly. And because he sends in his Porygon now, I know that his last one probably can't do anything against my Dusknoir. So why other reason would there be to bring in a Porygon 2 against the Dusknoir? That Porygon 2 can't touch me if I have Calm Minds up. A Focus Blast doesn't do enough, and because he copied my what's it called, pressure ability, I don't have too many to Focus Blast which I can use. I can only use 4 of them after I used one on Heatran, so I have to get up at least 4 or 5 Calm Minds so that I can be sure that I will one-hit KO his Porygon from full health if he continues to use Recover. That's what I'm gonna do here now. I don't get too many Parahexes, and Ice Beam won't do anything in this situation here. It just gives me an opportunity to set up 5, I think it was 5 Calm Minds at the end, and I'm going to miss the first Focus Blast, but I'm not going to miss the second one, if I'm not right. And even if I miss 2 of them, then would I've had no Focus Blast PP left for his next Pokemon, which I'm gonna need it for. But then I would have just waited for him to run out of Ice Beam PP and then switch in my Shaman, because without Ice Beam, his Porygon 2 can't touch my Shaman. Its only other attacking move is Discharge, I think it was used against my Fortress. So let's get back to it. I go for the Focus Blast, and I kill this stupid duck in 1 hit, which was a +5, I think, but it's still, Dusknoir doesn't have great attack, so I really needed this Calm Minds. And this last one is Lucario, because it sent it in now. I'm pretty sure it does not have Crunch. If he had Crunch, he would have sent it in after Starmie had died, or even before Starmie died. And he told me after the battle that he swapped out Crunch for Bullet Punch. If he had Crunch in this battle, he might have won it. I don't know. Crunch would have done a lot of damage to my Dusknoir. I don't know how much without the Sword Stance boost. And I'm lucky that I hit this Focus Blast, because this was my last Focus Blast PP, and then I would have to go with Shadow Ball, which would have been very annoying because Lucario would have resisted it. So it was a good game in my opinion. This Fire Blast miss with Heatran really cost him a lot, made me a Dusknoir sweep even possible. But I hoped you all enjoyed it anyways, despite the stall factor, and it's just another battle to see how novelty Pokemons work. So I see you next time.